Welcome to another video from Alpaca Guild. An unusual video this week because we're filming in the middle of Cyclone Gabriel. It's been hammering the North Island of New Zealand for the last few days, causing havoc to some of the communities, and particularly troubling for many of the alpaca farmers that are looking for ways to protect their animals and make sure they're comfortable through this period of time. Now, of course, we can give shelters to our alpaca, physical shelters, trees, hedgerows, things we can do to ensure that they have some protection from the elements. But in addition to that, we need to think about the alpaca feed so they can have plenty of energy and warmth to see them through some of the colder times. You'll be wanting to talk to a seed specialist in your area to ensure that you've got the good grasses that alpaca need for a healthy diet. But in addition to that, we have to add supplements. And there are various supplements that we add to their diet that can ensure that the minerals, the vitamins, are all balanced and work with the grass that the alpacas have access to so that they can have good, healthy bodies. So one of the supplements that we give to our alpaca is alpaca nuts. And these have been perfectly formulated to give all the additional nutrients and proteins and minerals that are needed for the alpaca to complement what they can get out of the grass. The alpaca absolutely love these. They may even come and eat them out of your hand, a bit of a treat. But we only give 1 cup of these to each alpaca a day. We want to make sure that they don't put on too much weight, which is easily done with these. They're also available fortified with zinc. Now that's an important addition if you're in an area where you get facial eczema. Facial eczema is a challenge where we have mold spores building up at ground level within the grass. And if the alpaca ingests those, it's a really unpleasant disease. The zinc helps them to combat that. Now it's not the only thing that you would need to consider if you have got a high facial eczema spore count in your area, and soil laboratories would normally be able to give you a spore count test. You want to be thinking about other conditions as well, but adding zinc into their diet can make a real improvement to that. The other thing that we introduce is this. This is lucerne chaff, sometimes known as alfalfa. It's actually based on a pea protein or pea plant. It's been very, very finely cut, wind dried, and it's really digestible. It's got about 15 to 20% protein in this, so it's really high energy. The alpaca enjoy it, and it's important that we give this along with the nuts because we have noticed that they can choke on nuts alone. So giving this in the diet, just a good handful of it with a cup of the nuts into their bowl, this really does go down very well. There's certainly none left in the bowl each feeding time. This is really beneficial when we want to help an alpaca to build up some weight, such as an alpaca that might be pregnant. Really quick way to get some energy into their bellies, certainly to see them through the cold times. So if you're facing into some cold weather that comes as a bit of a surprise, such as this cyclone, this is another really good way to do that. Probably the most important feed supplement we could talk about though is hay. It's a really easy food for them to digest. It gives them plenty of warmth, they thoroughly enjoy it, and it's the roughage that they need to help them digest and churn through the other food that's going into their stomachs. Alpaca have a single stomach with 3 chambers, and they do chew the cud, and it's an important part of their diet to be able to help them just do that process efficiently. Keep some hay in the paddock, make sure the alpacas always have access to it. Keep it dry, that's very important. And choose a really good quality hay. This hay behind me here is meadow hay, and it's got some clover in it as well. They particularly like that blend. It's very light when I pick it up, so I know that the place that I get it from keeps it dry. You'll always know if you've got slightly damp hay. It will be quite a heavy bale to lift. And the alpaca are very particular with what they're eating. Quite often you'll see a mess of hay on the floor. And this isn't just because alpaca are messy eaters and as they're picking it out of a hay feeder it might be dropping to the ground. If you look closely, alpaca will take hay into their mouth, they'll find the bits they like and spit out the bits they don't. If you have a poor quality hay bale, it might have other things in there they don't want. Little bits of wood, maybe some weeds for example, and they'll just spit those out. So have a look at what's on the floor. If you've got some good quality hay, maybe you need a better hay feeding station. But if it's non-hay type debris that's down there, that's your alpaca being selective. And you might find that a better quality hay bale will actually save you some money because it all goes into the tummies. Let's go and give this to the alpacas now. So this is one of our enclosed shelters. It's a very simple structure really, but it does help to keep the rain out and the wind. And the alpaca, they don't even need to be encouraged to come in here. As soon as the wind and the rain pick up, this is where they come. And even a makeshift holder here for the hay. Just some little sides on it, stops it falling all over the place. Yes, hello. and a pallet to keep everything off the ground, keep it nice and dry. Hello. Yes, hello. You both like the hay, don't you? It's nice, this hay. The sides here are relatively low, so the alpacas can see out. We purposefully left that gap, and it does make quite a difference. They really like to be able to just see what's around them. They don't want to be too enclosed. But the predominant wind and rain was coming from the back, so we just went up to the ceiling with that. This is just a 3 metre by 3 metre, so 9 square metre shelter. Nothing too complicated, and it makes such a difference for them just to be able to stay dry in here. Okay, I think we need to go and top up your other feeder now, don't we? Should we do that? You're going to come with me? Yes. Oh, like a good scratch, don't you? Like a good scratch. By breaking this up, it makes it a lot easier for them to eat. Although they like to eat it before it goes in the hay holder, don't you? So we just separate this out, and they can easily get the noses through the sides to pull it out. If you've got alpaca that you would like to feed out of your hand, hay is a really good way to encourage them to do that. Not all of them though. Come on. Some of them are still a little bit unsure of us. But when you've got a handful of hay, it is tempting for them. Even our little Kriya here is getting used to the hay. She likes to eat with the big girls, don't you? Come on, Hazel, you're missing out. Hazel. Right, pop the lid on to keep it dry. And that's it. Plenty of feed for your tummies. If you enjoy these videos as much as I do making them, please like and subscribe. We've got plenty more ideas for videos every Wednesday. Thank you very much for watching.